Good evening, hello, good evening, one of those two, and welcome to Final Boss Fights. My name is Jeff. I will be your keeper of arcane lore for this evening. I am joined by our usual crew of investigators as we continue our journey on the horror on the Orient Express. We have Steamed 2
Hello.
playing Roland Billio. We have Sarah J
Hi.
playing Nancy Sutherland. We have One Winged Angel,
Hiya.
who is playing Maya Havdat. We have the Dark Lord Richard, who I hope is still with us, but he appears to have just dropped off the Discord. This bodes well for a good start. We have Brian Croy Dragon,
Hello.
who is playing Edward Beatty. Richard, a moment to come back in. There he is. Welcome back. The madness has started early. the elder ones have gotten to us already. Anyway, Richard, I'm glad you're back. Would you give us a recap for the last session?
Yes, I didn't just vanish to get out doing the recap. Yes, I believe we're in Paris. Very nice city that it is. And we'd already been doing a bit of investigating, but we did a mixture of investigating, sightseeing, and inspecting psychiatric hospitals of the 1920s. So we split up the various groups various times, and I think we were going to some libraries to get some information, as well as doing various sort of sightseeing. I know Major Mercy had a run in with painting, and then went back to speak to experts, but the painting was gone, and it had never been there. So the people. Have I gone?
No, you're still here.
No,
You're
you're
still
still
here.
here.
And
Now he's gone. Oh dear, this does not bode well. Is Discord being Discord?
I think it's more like I have a problem with my computer, but on my end, I think there's
Okay.
sorry about
You got to the painting that you got to the painting.
So the painting, which was of a creepy person, and I heard a voice in my head talking to us, was gone, and it was a far more mundane painting, and no one seemed to know what I was talking about. And I was very cross about this. And I think this is also when Maya had that decided to camp out in the Louvre and hang around to see if she could see like suspicious stuff happening. I don't believe she did.
Nope.
It was a bit more sightseeing, I think, and then we went to the catacombs, the tunnels under the city full of skulls, where we ran into a very odd creature in the catacombs who recognized Brian's character, whose name escapes me. Edward, yes, but like recognized your ancestor. And this was the doctor, was it?
No, this wasn't the doctor.
Well, it was someone who we'd encountered, or like that Edward's ancestor had encountered during the French Revolution. And from there, we then went to an asylum, and we found because we were investigating this Count Fenalik person, I think, and we believed that his last known location was there. So we went there. Obviously, that would have been like over 100 years ago, and we basically found out that someone had went into the basement, which they don't use often, or a new bit of the basement, and they'd been attacked by a madman who we suspect might be Count Fenalik, who's literally been there all this time. And and I think we were just sort of deciding whether we should sneak into the hospital again or get jobs in the hospital. That seems a very long-term plan. Or how we're going to get in to see the people we wanted to see.
Eve, at the end of the last session, you were discussing the possibility of, because the four of you, Edward, Major Mercy, Nancy, and Roland had all been in hospital searching the archive room. You found some entries from the previous doctor who was killed. You're wondering about the possibility of sending Maya in there undercover.
Oh yes, as being looking for a relative or something. To say she was searching for someone, and then go, oh, we got a person here. We don't know who it is.
Or some charity worker or something, I believe.
Yes, or charity work. That was suggested.
Anyway,
I don't think she'd be convincing for charity work.
Anyway, that is where we find ourselves. It is the evening of January the 20th, so probably not going to get much more done on this day. So we'll say that. Can we say that you return to your hotel? Maya, would you still be at the museum, or would you have returned to the hotel by now and try to meet up with the others?
Was camping out there for a week. I think I would probably be kind of thinking, right, I'm going to head back. I've had enough.
Oh, as you meet up at the hotel,
on the way out, I'm going to steal some knickknacks from the gift shop.
I don't mind. I'll let you do that. You don't need to roll for that. It probably happens all the time. They just they're probably used to it by now. So, what are your plans? Do you have any plans? Would you like to have plans?
I'd love to have a really good plan. That would be helpful. So we've got to get back into this hospital. Is that right?
Yes, the hospital is down the southeast corner of the map, where you all are now. I'll leave you there for now. So yeah, how would you like to go about it, or would you think your efforts are better spent elsewhere? Up to you.
I'm still up for trying to get Maya in there. Yes, cunningly disguised as someone looking for a relative, or
as a patient.
I don't think we'll get you out if you.
Yeah, we should not do that. And should any of us sort of try and get ourselves committed, even temporarily, that's gonna really bad.
Go wrong.
I know you can't see this, but I've got the big grin on my face right now.
There was always my idea of going as a charity.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of offer charity work.
No,
within the Bible, maybe.
Because it's going to have to be Maya, isn't it? Because they've seen all of us.
Yeah.
So, Maya, what do you think you could convincingly be? Someone, working for a charity, someone looking for a relative?
Well, we're technically looking for someone, so that could probably work better.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I mean, I'm not the best of talkers. My skills tend to be in other areas.
Is Maya Spanish, or did I make that up?
No, she's Spanish.
Her first name's Spanish. So you could go and speak Spanish to them and be a bit confused because of that.
I don't know, man. They all know languages, in Europe. They're always,
not speaking English.
She'll start speaking Spanish, and they'll just go, "Oh yes, you're Spanish," in Spanish, and be able to have a very nice conversation in Spanish.
We had this thing last time about being English, didn't we?
I think we need to, if Maya's happy to go in, I think we need to play to what she considers her strengths in this. Because again, she's going to be by herself.
I mean, I'm assuming we're in like one of the hotel rooms or something.
Yeah, this would all be in like the hotel. You're all like, gathered in discussing this.
Yeah. I kind of lower my voice if we're in a public area, and I just kind of say, well, my skills are more in the less than legal department.
Very good of you to lower your voice there, Miss Havdat, but we all know that.
I'm as I say, I'm good at being not seen when I'm not supposed to be. And getting into places I shouldn't.
So it is a very useful skill, but if the point of us is to get in there to try and find this Fenalik, then I don't like if I'm sure if there was an object or a file in there we wanted, you could get in, get that out, but getting a person out who perhaps doesn't want to come, or conversing with that person whilst trying to remain hidden
Yes.
might be a tall order.
I mean, why are we wanting to see this Fenalik bloke again? Just reminding Robin here rather than Maya.
Because he's been there since the Civil War.
Yeah, but he didn't he possess one of the bits that we're looking for?
Oh, yes, that's right.
He had a thing, and that's how we sort of went down this rabbit hole. And then it seemed like, oh, well, he's still alive. That's weird. We should, see if we can ask him some questions. Because I know we spoke to one of the people who got attacked, but they weren't terribly helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Roland, as you're listening to this conversation happening around you, make me an intelligence roll, please, Roland.
Yep. Might be able to get there.
Misses.
As this discussion is going on and you're discussing going in to see Count Fenalik. Nice.
There we go. Nice.
Roland, you remember that isn't the only thing you know. You know Fenalik is in the asylum, but there's another lead you turned up that you would have been told about, that the others would have told you about. You know where Fenalik used to
Alright.
live. You know where Fenalik used to live.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, like his estate type thing.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite happy staying as far away from this hospital as possible.
Why don't we go look at the estate first and do the hospital as a backup plan?
How long will it take us to get to the estate?
I think we could do it there and back in a day.
Yeah, because it's like obviously like I think like in the 1780 game, it was like a couple of days, but obviously like you don't get a train there.
Well, I'll say that you can easily find this information just by looking at a map of the area. Poissy is 17.5 miles west of Paris. You can get there by train or by car in 17 miles. What's that? An hour?
Yeah, probably something like that.
I'd say we'll get the train out there and. Well, I mean, did we find out anything about this estate, like how it is now?
You haven't looked yet, actually. You haven't looked.
That
You
might
haven't
be
investigated that.
like find out who owns it or what's going on with it, or did it burn down mysteriously in the 1890s or something? So I don't know if we could go back to that library, or if there's like a land registry type thing where they give us information about who owned.
There will be, yeah, probably be in one of the public buildings, Paris. It's this Sunday today, so they'll probably be closed. Make me a luck roll. Whoever's got the lowest luck, make me a luck roll. Knowing the way Richard spends his luck, it's probably him.
I spend my luck by
2.
I'm
59.
37.
I'm at 56.
my luck. Right now it says 50. That does seem terribly high. I just do spend a lot. But
Okay.
yes, 50 is what.
Was that 37 was the lowest? In that case, Roland, make me a luck roll.
Mine was, yeah, I was going to say mine was 42. So
Roland, make me a luck roll, please.
And fail.
Yeah, the government buildings aren't open on public buildings aren't open on a Sunday.
Which is
if you
fair
wanted
enough.
me to get you in.
I mean, there's my baby. But I mean, like, are we wanting to take the risk of, getting arrested breaking into public buildings?
Why don't we just go out there? What's the worst that happens? We waste a few hours.
No, yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so are you going on the Sunday, the 21st?
Yes. Should we rent a car?
Oh yeah, should we take a picnic as well?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Take a day out of it.
Roland
Yeah,
can
I think-
drive, so.
As long as there's booze, I will be happy. What was that, Richard?
No, I don't think I said anything.
Said Roland can drive.
Hey, sorted.
Okay, so let's change one. So you've managed to find a place that hires out cars that is open on a Sunday. You do find that you have to be careful. Not enough to cause you issues, but the roads are a bit icy because we are in the middle of winter. So it will require some careful driving, but nothing too arduous. Roland, you would quite easily navigate your way through. Following the map, as you leave the city, the houses and the buildings give way to fields and forests. You cross the River Seine twice by the looks of this. As you enter the forest of Saint-Germain, woods on either side as the track goes through the middle of them. Probably not the best maintained road. Doesn't seem like many people come along here, but it's still serviceable. It's still serviceable. And eventually, you arrive in a small town, Poissy. It's not. I'll say it's a small town. There are a few major buildings there. There's a train station, chemist. There's a restaurant, hotel, town hall building. Looks like probably dates from the 18th century. And they see some people about. They seem friendly enough. They're probably not used to strangers though, so you may get one or two odd looks as you enter the town, but nothing too bad.
Which of these buildings that you mentioned are open?
Let's say they're all open. They're all open. They're not as strict out here about the Sunday opening laws. So let's say they're all open. See, like a few policemen and gendarmes on horses, patrolling up and down the city, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's a fairly pleasant town. It kind of like reminds you of what makes you think about what the Old West might have looked like.
Should we try the town hall? I'm sure they'd have information on who's,
It's
who,
probably Good a spot to start as any.
We could split the party.
Is that ever a good idea?
We all know
Yes,
how well that goes.
it's a great idea.
Doing the Scooby-Doo style.
Well, in Call of Cthulhu, what it means is that like only one half the party will die. Like, like we're all going to die, but
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I hope not.
Is there anywhere else people would want to check out before we go to the actual estate, like for information or anything?
Do we think we maybe need to check into a hotel? Do you think it'll be an overnight trip, maybe? Depending on what we find.
Well, this is why we got a car, because we can drive back.
Good point.
I mean, the hotel, that might be good for information. They might know some stuff. But
Yeah, I mean, they'd be geared up, I'm guessing, for what's around.
So, as usual, what would you like to do?
well, I say we split up. I think Major Mercy would want probably go to the town hall, but he'd need a French speaker.
I can come and translate.
Roland, Edward, would you care to join me at a hotel?
Yes.
Yes, I got the money.
Okay.
Might as well try.
As you split up, again, like, they're only like, yards away from each other, so it's not like you're going from one end of the city to the other. So, yeah. So, let's start with the hotel, people. It's a quaint hotel. It does it does its job. It's nothing grand, not like the hotels you've been staying in up to now. Couple of people outside, probably smoking, drinking coffee. It seems to be like the combination hotel and restaurant, the main restaurants of the area. But as you enter, there is like someone on the check-in desk. A lady on the check-in desk goes, "Oui, pouvez-vous m'aider? May I help you?"
Maya kind of nods and says, "Oh yes. How old's this woman? Just
Say mid-60s.
okay." So I say, oui, madame. We are interested in a local landmark that we've heard about recently. I was just wondering what you'd be able to tell us about it.
Oh, sure. A landmark around here. There hasn't been a landmark around here for many years
Mademoiselle.
before I started.
Mademoiselle.
Oh no, Madame is fine. My dear husband, God rest his soul. Madame is fine. Which landmark is that? We don't have many around here.
It was the manor house of some old lord from the few hundred years ago, I believe.
Oh, I'm not aware of one. Although, of course, lots of houses, lots of estates were, I'm sure you know, destroyed during the revolution. Do you have a name for this? I'm not aware of one.
I believe the man was called Fenalik or something like that. Am I right with that? And I look towards Edward and Roland.
Edward just nods. Yes, a Fenalik.
Fenalik. The name does sound familiar. Wasn't he involved in a scandal with the Queen?
Yes,
My daughter is a student at the Paris University, and she tells me some of the things she learns about. It's very interesting. Said that he was involved in the scandal with the Queen, and he was no real record of what happened to him. He was arrested, taken away, and no real record of what happened to him after that. But you say he may have had a house around here somewhere.
So we've been told.
I'm sure the town hall would be the best place to find out about find out things like that about the area. Certainly not something.
Okay. You mentioned a scandal. Could you give us a bit more information on that, please?
Only what my daughter told me. Apparently, the Count was heavily involved with the Queen of the time. Of course, nobody really liked the Queen. She had a lot of she caused a lot of problems in France. We called her Madame Deficit, because of her wanton spending. But this Count. Now you come to think of it, I'm never quite sure what my daughter said. She never said if he was French or German or where he came from. Certainly not much known about him. I certainly never heard of him. No one around here had heard of him. Even our school teachers or historians had never really heard of him.
So you're saying it was with the Queen. What exactly happened? Does your daughter remember what happened?
And she's like thinking something about the boy, the Dauphin, who died at the age of 7 from a disease. There was some talk as to what involvement this noble had.
And was this boy a prince, or
He would have been the heir to the throne, yes. Apparently he was their only child, and they took long enough to get him.
Interesting.
I'm sorry I could not be more help, monsieur. Maybe some food. Have you travelled a long way?
Yes, of course. Some food and some drink would be lovely, thank you.
Ah oui, d'accord.
Jeff, just to remind you, Maya is a woman.
I keep forgetting. Thank you for that. Mademoiselle, oui, mademoiselle. My eyesight is not what it once was, Mademoiselle. And for your companions as well?
Yeah.
I believe that is. I believe that two your fine male companions. I believe. Hearing at you just to make sure. And she shows you to a table outside, and you pass a very pleasant morning. Coffee, croissants, pastries, that sort of thing.
Wine,
of course. Very good wine, actually. Very good wine. Meanwhile, Major Mercy and Nancy Sutherland in the town hall. Clark is at the front desk, looking at some paperwork, and he sees you approach, and he immediately sees that you're not French, and he goes, "Yes, monsieur. What can I do for you?" Not very friendly. You're not a French person. You're foreign.
Mercy is wearing his uniform, so that if nothing else, that would probably point out that he was British. And so we were here looking for some information on property in the area.
Oui, monsieur. You are thinking to buy something in this area? There is not much for sale.
Well, not myself, but the person I represent. I sort of say quickly, it's a member of the royal family.
He looks down at your nose, and you suddenly remember that this country had a revolution. They got rid of their royal family.
yeah. This is our royal family. Didn't get rid of them. I think they'd be impressed by a royal person. With money wanting to buy property in the area.
Make me a charm roll.
Oh, I'm sure this is what Mercy's great at.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Hard success. Don't forget to take that off. Yeah, he's as you're speaking to him, he kind of relents a bit, and of course, monsieur. I see you are a member of the representative of the British government. How can I help you, monsieur? What would you like to know?
Well, my employer, and not to get into too many deals, I'd heard there was an estate, like a noble's estate in the area. He'd heard it he'd read about it in some book or other, and he'd become quite attached to it. Is any sort of noble estates around here? We had a bit of trouble in our research trying to find something. Obviously, not nobles now, but nobles pre-revolution.
Nobles, possibly. If you have a name, I can help you look through the records.
Well, yes, it was a Count Fenalik. Was the particular noble who was mentioned in the book you read.
Let me have a look, sir. And he come with me. So he leads both you and Nancy through a side door into it's a records keeping room. So there's papers all over the place by date. And he goes, Fenalik, do you have a time, maybe?
Oh, just before the revolution, so 1780s.
1780s, that does narrow it down a bit. And he goes off searching through the papers. 1780s, dust flying everywhere, that sort of thing. 1780s, he's taking his time over it. He's like really taking his time over it. Here we are. And he pulls out a large roll of paper. And I say there's a table in the room, and he beckons you over and says, Monsieur, perhaps this is maybe what you're looking for. And he unfolds the paper, and he shows you this.
Ooh.
Plans of Fenalik's mansion. Is this what you're looking for, Monsieur?
I'll stop to Nancy. This seems like the place, is that right?
Yes, looks like perfect place.
Oui. One moment, Monsieur. Let me see. And he looks at the address. There's an address on it. Claude d'Abbé, and he gets another book out. Claude d'Abbé. Oh, forgive me, Monsieur. I'm so sorry. The mansion is no longer there.
Oh, was that? Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. You carry on.
Was it destroyed in the revolution or something like that?
There's no record of it. Apparently, there's some incident involving the French Guard, the Royal Guard. No, the land is now owned by a Doctor and Madame Lorient.
Loyem.
Orient.
And are they in the town?
The land is just a short ways outside the town. There's a road to the north, just outside this building. You go along there for a few hundred yards, and there is a massive wall. The wall, I believe, is all that remains of the original estate. But that is where they have set up. The Doctor is the most prominent member of our village. He is our main doctor. He is very good. I myself went to see him the other week for stomach troubles. Very good, very discreet. Perhaps you may want to talk to him.
Very discreet. This sort of raise my eyebrow a bit. I don't know how much he's sharing that I don't care to know about.
They're not used to like dealing with foreign visitors. But, it's all like gossip to them these days.
Well, it sounds like we should pay the doctor and his family a visit. I believe my employer would be interested in purchasing the land and perhaps building something reminiscent of this mansion. Indeed, is there a copy I could get of this, or could I borrow this blueprint?
I see no harm in you borrowing it as long as you take good care of it. I've turned Scottish. As long as you take care of it, Monsieur. I'm sure that will be fine.
Oh, thank you very much. You've been most helpful. I'll mention that to His Royal Highness.
Thank you, Monsieur.
And
it's probably
so
this point as you and Mercy and Nancy leave the town hall, and you see the other three enjoying coffee and pastries outside the hotel.
Yes, Nancy, I feel we're the real workhorses of this team.
I know they do seem to be enjoying themselves, don't they?
Yeah. But we'll obviously we'll head over to them. And have any of you found anything out?
First of all, sit. Join us for a glass of wine.
Looks at his watch. What time is it?
Probably be about midday by now, I'd say.
That's too early to be drinking, for mercy.
Nancy does have some coffee.
Roland or Edward, would you like to fill in the major and Nancy?
Yes. We've done some investigating. I'm sorry, out of character. I need to go grab a
Of course, that's all right.
cough drop.
Yep.
Okay, so what did we find out?
You heard about rumours of a scandal between the Count and the Queen, possibly involving the Prince.
Was that that they tried for years to get the prince? Sorry, I'm really confused as to what was spoken about.
All you got was rumours of a scandal.
Yeah, just rumours of a scandal. Okay.
Yeah, between the
Yeah.
Seems this count could have been quite the villain.
Certainly sounds like it, potentially.
Hmm.
But he could
think
also be
maybe
completely innocent.
He could be, but he could also have been getting close to the Queen. I mean, it's a very high power to get close to. And once you've got her on your side, I suspect that can take you many places.
Well, we did get some information at the town hall. If anyone asks, we work for someone of the British royal family, just in case it comes up. But the Count's estate is not far, but the mansion that was there has been destroyed. But someone does own the land, so it might be worth paying a visit.
Is there anything on this land left that's worth investigating, or? Because even if we just go and see the person about it, it could just be land, literally nothing.
Well, we've come this far. Might as well go another couple of 100 yards.
Mm.
I mean, out of character, I'm assuming there must be something here.
Yeah, like I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with
I am as well.
a building. There's something.
Yeah. So once we've finished our brunch or whatever the French people call brunch.
Yeah, they're not. Take it from me, and I think other people agree with this. They don't rush these things. Probably be there for like a good hour at least.
Oh, Mercy's
If
freaking
that.
out. Is like things to be done. Food takes about 10 minutes. You get on.
Meanwhile, Maya's got like a massive pile of pastries on her plate. And she's just like kind of taking very tiny bites out of them.
Okay. So once you've finished your, as you say, your brunch, are you heading towards what was the estate?
Is this just walkable, or should we get the car?
It's walkable. It's walkable.
Well, I was thinking that the car might be more impressive than us just wandering on. Was it a nice car? I mean, I suppose it's a car.
All cars are nice.
Yeah.
At this time.
Yeah. It's certainly nicer than the cars around here. area.
Yeah. Yeah, I say we drive up to impress them.
Also, it might be a good getaway. Case.
True.
Mm.
Yes, if they're terrifically evil, yes, I think can have a car
We
chase.
end up going a bit mad.
Mm,
So you all pile in the car, back in the car, chugging away along. It's not a very comfortable journey because the road gradually turns into a cobblestone road. And as you're driving through up this street, you pass the church, Notre Dame de Poissy, a very regal stone building built in the 1100s, 1130. There's like a stone archway across the street. You pass through it. You leave behind the village, the hustle and bustle of the village, and it's kind of like open country, and you almost feel like you're going back in time. As
you have to be careful that, Jeff, because we're going back in time. We're already in the 1920s. We've been in the 1890s.
No, it feels like you're going back in time. It feels like you're going back in time. Not actually going back in time.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But
we literally crossed over the
as yes, you arrive just in the middle of the French Revolution. No, you don't. It's like that sort of feeling, like when you walk down like a street, and it feels like it feels like you're in a different era. You do come to a house, to a brick wall. You see the brick wall first. It's a brick wall that starts to run alongside the road. The walls have seen better days. The brickwork is starting to crumble. There's like massive rose bushes going along them. No roses now because it is January, middle of the winter. But you'd think this is the sort of rose bushes, they could be quite impressive once in full bloom. Although they do look, as you look at them, they do seem to resemble barbed wire now that we're in winter, now that nothing's growing. It's barbed winter, twisted, knotted. Come to a gap in the wall as you drive along where there are gates. There's no gates now. And actually, I imagine you turn in and drive through the gate. There is a mass of land, and there's a winding pathway that leads up to a small brick house, and there's a chimney. You can see the chimney, and smoke rises out of the chimney. Most definitely not in a state.
Now, what I said at the town hall was I was representing a member of the royal family who wanted to buy the property, whether that's the building, land, everything, so might as well stick with that, so we're not seeming suspicious by having different stories. So we're here ostensibly to buy the stuff, but we want to have a look around, know about previous owners.
Do you want to lead the charge on this?
I'm
Well, I think we approach as a party. Sorry, Robin was looking directly at me then.
Oh.
Definitely. We could all be different things, can't we? We can be surveyors, we can be architects. Da 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 da.
I think you should still be a butcher, though. I think we should say, oh yes, we have a butcher on hand for.
He's assessing the kitchen facilities.
I was going to say, actually, who would appreciate that? The French would appreciate someone who travels with their own butcher to make sure they've got good cuts of meat.
I am a French butcher as well.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Culinary.
So head up to this house, and I go to Dr. Lorien and his wife, I believe it was. And it's like a doctor, as in medical doctor.
Medical doctor, yes.
Yes. And if we reach the door, no one knock very politely.
Okay, after a few minutes, I'd say a few minutes, after a few moments, the door opens, and it's he's a very well-dressed man. He's got like a moustache, bushy hair, And he goes, "Oui, monsieur. Dr. Lorien at your service. How may I help you?"
Good day, sir. My name is Major Sebastian Mercy. I am here on the behalf of my employer, who is interested in purchasing land. I don't know if that would be of any interest to you.
Monsieur, please come in, and your companions, please come in. Come in. It is cold outside. Please, I shall make some coffee. And he gestures you all into his
Don't
house.
need more coffee.
Monsieur, you're in France. There is always time for more coffee.
Of course.
He leads you, and there's he leads you into see here what have we got? He leads you into a room. There's a table. It seems to be like a dining room. He seats you all there as he makes coffee. As he does so, you hear the running of tiny feet, and a girl of about 4 or 5. Actually got her age here. Is right one. A girl of 3, younger than I thought. The girl of 3 runs downstairs. Papa, I heard voices. Papa, who are these people? And then Dr. Lorien says, Kitty, my dear child, my darling daughter, these are some visitors who have come to see Daddy. And she stands, you know how children stand behind the legs and looking out, peering out, sizing you all up. Again, while the doctor is making coffee, he serves you coffee. After a few moments, Roland, he comes over to you, and she she comes to you and she tugs on your knee, wanting to be lifted up onto your knee.
All right, I'll pick them
And
up.
she doesn't speak English, but she speaks French, and she's pokes your moustache. Goes, that's funny, and rubbing your bald head and just laughing.
Yeah. I'll lean down and rub it. I think I vaguely remember, or did I? I know I had a wife. Did I have a son? I vaguely remember. My backstory. I can't remember. I know I had a wife that died, but
yeah, but so she's having a good time, with your bald head, your moustache.
Yeah.
As the Dr. Lorien brings the coffee over, could you all make me spot hiddens, please? Spot hidden rolls.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
there's a monster in the room.
No, it's not the little girl.
Yeah, shoot the little girl.
Yeah.
Wow,
I was going to say,
that
actually,
escalated
the girl,
quickly.
Is she even real?
You deserve that fairly, mate. Edward Beatty. Anybody else?
And when it loads.
I have that. Oh. Nancy, yes. Edward and Nancy, as the doctor serves you coffee, you notice on the back of his left hand is a very nasty looking scar. Starts at the back of his hand and goes all the way back up his arm. Looks very nasty.
Is it when you say a scar, it is scarred over? It's not still a wound that is just starting to scar over?
It's not. No, it has been there for a while. It's been there for a while.
Okay.
Which is strange because he's a doctor.
Needle stick injury, man.
Sorry?
Said needle stick injury.
Yeah. Oh, this? He looks at you. It was an accident cutting some roses a while ago. I injured my hand on the thorns, and I don't know if there's something in the thorns or some nasty something I picked up, but it never quite healed properly. It's a number of weeks I was ill for.
It looks like it would have been sore.
It was, madame, very much so. Sorry, forgive me, monsieur, madame. What is your purpose of your visit here? You said you were here on behalf of the British royal family?
Oh, well, he didn't actually say that. Yeah, he said employer, but well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The person I represent is interested in buying the property. He read about the estate that used to be here and has become rather infatuated with the idea of owning it.
Oh. Monsieur, you're not the first to be interested in this place. Excuse me one moment. I must go upstairs. Please enjoy the coffee and Italy, please behave yourself. Papa. So he disappears upstairs. After a few moments, he comes back downstairs and he goes, seems a bit longer than you would have expected, but he comes downstairs and goes, "Oh, forgive me, Monsieur, and my wife, she needed my attention quickly. She is not able to come downstairs. She is bedridden.
Oh, how terrible.
This winter has brought on a severe attack of arthritis. Her left arm is very wizened. I had to give her a sedative."
Have we heard any kind of signal that he was getting cold or anything?
It's winter.
No, like
no, as in like Did we hear his wife call out or a bell or
No, he went upstairs to look for something, and on the way he texted on his wife. So yeah,
And this is out of character. Definitely not major medicines. Do not trust him. Terrible person, I'm thinking. But
he does come downstairs. He goes, "I received a letter from someone in Lausanne. Here," and he hands you this letter. Who would like to read this one out? Let's pick on Nancy. Nancy, would you like to read this out?
Yes, I'm just making it bigger.
You can go down to the...
To whom it may concern, I realise that I am a complete stranger and this letter may well mean nothing to you. My name is Edgar Wellington and I am researching the history of a statue known most commonly as the... I can never say this. Sedificus Simulacrum. I recently came into possession of an old scroll which presents an intriguing descriptions of the item. This piqued my interest and I am now endeavouring to trace the simulacrum. My search has led me to your address. The name is probably meaningless to you, but through my research, I have learned that the last recorded resting place of the piece of art was in the house that occupied your land in the late 18th century. The statue was a unique Arabian artifact lost during the events of 1789. Its last owner was a German nobleman who once lived where you live today. Please, I ask if that you have heard any local stories regarding this item, or maybe found any traces of the old house and its possessions on your land which may give a clue as to the eventual fate of the object. Would you be so kind as to write to me with a summary of this information? I apologise for the rather strange nature of my request, but I feel that I should pursue whatever leads remaining to me. I hope that you will not go to any great lengths regarding this. Yours most sincerely, Edgar Wellington.
I must admit, Monsieur, and as you finish reading, Dr. Lloyd, must admit, Monsieur, this letter means nothing to me or my wife. It arrived 6 months ago. I've been meaning to reply to it, but I'm sure you understand one thing and another, patience. I haven't gotten around to it yet. I don't suppose it means anything to you at all? You say you're interested in this house as well?
I believe my employer mentioned something about a particular statue of note. I honestly can't recall if that was the name of the item. Do you know what the letter is referring to? Do you know this item?
I do not, Monsieur. No, as I say, it is meaningless to us. Here, please, and he hands you the letter. It is of no use to me.
Let's go and... This is another guy we've got to kill now.
Why do you want to kill everybody?
No, that was just Richard. Adding him to the list of people who are going to get killed. Could I perhaps have a moment in private to discuss with my colleagues the land? Some of them are experts in various different fields, and I would like their opinion.
Dr. Lorien is about to respond, obviously agreeing, when Roland, as you're drinking your coffee, Petery, the little girl, accidentally jolts your arm. and your coffee sloshes out, lands on her left arm, and she screams. She screams absolute bloody murder.
Oh crap!
And the doctor says, "Oh,
Shit,
oh,
shit.
forgive me, please." And he grabs a cloth and he starts wiping it off. Strange though, coffee wasn't that hot.
Well, we have been sat talking. Quite reasonable.
But the way she's screaming, it's almost as if her arm has been.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, kids can overreact as well.
Nancy, you're a governess, aren't you? What?
Yes.
And you obviously speak French. Could you perhaps talk to the child, see if you can soothe her, and under my breath, sort of like find out if anything weird's going on?
I go over and I sort of bend down to her and go, Mademoiselle, and sort of start speaking in French, saying, "Oh, what is hurting? Can we come and make this
And she like looks down at her
better?"
arm where the doctor's wiping it, and you see there's like a long line of inflamed skin where the coffee fell on her arm.
Oh, it looks so sore. Like about 17. I sort of turn to the doctor and say, "Oh, does her skin always look so sore?"
No, madame. No, mademoiselle. I know she has some sensitive skin, especially on her left arm more than anything else. Please, let me put her to bed. That would be the best thing. I can give her something for the pain. And he would take her away and put her upstairs.
He's very quick to give up.
Maya's going to dip her finger in her coffee.
It's not warm at all. It's probably like on the lukewarm side of warm now. Still drinkable, but not scalding.
Now, while the doctor is away, I'm going to say his wife had a problem with her left arm. His child had a problem with her left arm. Where was the scar on the doctor?
You don't need me to tell you that.
It's on his left hand.
That is troublesome. And those awful rose bushes. Maybe there's more to them. Do we ever? And this might be something we can't know. Do we get any sort of like weird, spooky feelings coming into the estate? Does it feel weird? Is there like a melancholiness or evilness or?
No birds. Now you think about it, you didn't hear any birds singing.
No birds. This seems a unhappy place.
And you said it was like completely new house, didn't you?
The house is, well, not completely new. The house is probably a good few
in comparison.
Years old. Yes, it's definitely like, it definitely does not date from the French Revolution. Let's say that.
Mhm.
After a few
Is the
moments, carry on.
I was going to say, does the house seem to be in sort of good repair? It's not
Fairly good repair. Yeah.
massive like patches of unexplainable damp, anything
seems-
like that. Or...
Seems a decent enough house.
Okay.
Very decent house. It's like it's more like small house. Kitchen, dining room, sitting room, upstairs, bedrooms, like a normal house, really.
I'm suspicious.
Is there any,
but...
basement or anything?
Not that you can see.
Yeah.
However, this may be a good time to compare with the blueprints that you have.
So was this house built literally on the same place as the old one?
That much you can.
Not just on the same land.
That much you can tell for certain. It's pretty much directly on top of the old house.
Right. Okay.
Obviously, the old estate was much bigger, but this one is pretty much directly on top of it.
Should we get this, lay the blueprint out? And can we get our bearings to see, like, sort of, if there's a, essentially, like where we are to, in relation to, like,
I'm going to say that as you're doing this, looking over the blueprints, it's at this point that the Dr. Lorien comes back downstairs, and he sees you with the blueprints out, and he goes, "Oh, Monsieur, Madame, what is that you have there? That looks like the old house that once stood here."
Yes, the town hall were kind enough to let us borrow this document.
Oh, and he looks at it, and he thinks to himself, that could be that corner over there. That could be that place over there. And he's quickly able to orient. He's able to, after a few minutes, he's able to orient where you are compared to on the plan.
Mm-hmm.
And he taps on one of the doors, the cellar door. That is interesting. That looks like it goes down to a cellar, but I've not found any cellar here.
I see. And this is to Keeper. Would the cellar be like beneath where we are now in this house, or would it be more on the grounds?
From what you can see, it's more like in the grounds, not directly beneath the house. It may stretch beneath the house, but the doorway would be out in the. But sorry, carry on.
So, Doctor, this seems like it'd be outside. Would you mind if we just explored the grounds a little and see if we could?
Of course. However, I see it is starting to get a bit later. And would you care to stay for dinner, perhaps? I don't want to see what is so funny, Monsieur.
Yes, of course we would.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, I shall go up and see if my wife is able to come down. And he does cook dinner. And it's a very nice meal, very simple meal, very pleasant meal that you have. Veronique does come
all the time, just in case he slips something into it.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't slip anything into it. You watch him. You keep your eyes on him, but he's just like normal, just like enjoying it. Veronique also comes downstairs. She looks very unwell, but you can see that her left arm is pretty much very shriveled up, just as the doctor said.
See, I think my character's got a weak left arm as well. It's certainly one of his arms. That's why it's creeping us out.
And over dinner, just like make small talk, and Vinrick says, "So, do you like the opera? We went to see a very good show in Paris the other week. Catalina Cavallero, the famous opera singer. It was a wonderful performance. I wish you could have seen it."
Is that the one that you met? Was it Roland who met them?
It was Edward.
Edward.
Yep.
Yeah, the one we're hoping to see is it in Rome.
Milan.
Or Vienna.
Halfway through dinner, you hear the frantic skittering of tiny feet, and Kittery is at the door, and she is crying. She's in a nightdress, clutching a teddy bear, and she is crying, "Mama, Papa, the bogeyman at my window." And Dr. Lorien is there immediately. Goes, "Hush, my child. What is the matter?" "The bogeyman at my window, a face in my window, a terrible face in my window." "Oh, my sweet, you've probably just had a nightmare. Come on, let me take you back up to bed." "Papa, the face at the window."
Because obviously Percy doesn't speak French. Is someone translating this for him?
Yeah, Nancy and Roland, I think would be interested in this.
I might say, if you could translate this for the child, I am a soldier, and I can check myself and will assure you that there is no danger.
The Dr. Lorien says, that's very kind of you, Monsieur Kittery, and he speaks to her in French, relaying what he just said, and Kittery nods, wiping her eyes, and nods. Oui, Monsieur, oui.
I will come as well.
And someone could speak French. In case we need that.
The doctor speaks English.
No, I know, but he could be in on it. I don't want to rely on him.
In on what?
In on his weird left arm weak plan.
You're too suspicious, Richard.
It's served us well in the past. So yes, if someone who could speak French would come with us, that would be extremely helpful.
Make it simple and say everybody goes upstairs.
Yeah.
Just
Yes, travel through this house.
you go upstairs, take the daughter back upstairs, and as you expect, nothing at the window. Looks like it's a bit cold though, maybe a bit misty outside, but that's about it. No faces, nothing that you can see, and
Mademoiselle, could you describe the figure that you saw?
and she likes it's translating again. He says, "It's too scary. It's a scary face. I don't want to think about it."
Of course. I'm sure it was just the mist and shadows. I assure you, there you are in no danger. He says lying. But it seems a bit much to tell a child.
Or shutters or anything.
Curtains, maybe curtains.
Yeah, Maya goes and shuts them. And says, "That should help."
And it takes some time, but you eventually calm her down and put her back to bed.
And Maya checks like under the bed, in the wardrobe,
Yeah.
all that kind of thing, just to show there's nothing there.
And the doctor says, Kitty, my dear, you see we are on the second floor of the house. Nobody could climb up the walls and look in your window. It's a nightmare. Go back to sleep, my cher. And as he leads you back downstairs, it is a real shame for her. It is a hard life for Kitty with her mother, as she is, and myself, day by day, with patience. It is such a shame. Quel dommage.
Does she have these nightmares often?
No, monsieur. This is the first one that I can remember for a long time.
So
Perhaps it's
she's had them before.
Children have nightmares all the time, monsieur. As I say, it is a hard life for her. It is such a pity.
I apologize. Is it just because of your wife's illness?
My
Or
wife's
is
illness, my work hours. I'm sure that is all it is, monsieur.
Tell me, how did you end up in possession of this land?
I left Paris. I trained at Paris, but the city was too big for me. I came out here looking for a place to set up a small country practice, and this land was available.
And who did you purchase it from, if you don't mind me asking?
The town hall at Poissy. The town government of Poissy was quite happy to part with it. They said it belonged to a noble in the past, but I'm not a student of history, monsieur, as you probably see.
Well, if we could have a look around the grounds now, just to see if we can track down.
Oh, oui, monsieur. Allow me to fetch you some shovels, and he's able to get you some shovels because it may involve some digging, and he's curious now. You've got his curiosity, even though he's not in history per se. You've got his curiosity.
Well, you might find out he's got a whole new basement. That would be nice. Not at all have any sinister connections to it.
Do you wish to go now, or do you wish to wait until the morning?
Now, this is what Major Mercy's thinking. It's like, it takes forever to get anything done here. It's all, long meals, breaks.
As on this map, this is the interior of the house that you're seeing. I've had this up all the time. I'm sorry, but yeah. So it's up to you. Do you wish to go now or come back in the morning?
What time is it?
Probably getting on to about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
And we have paid for the hotel.
I don't think we have actually.
Have we? Have we not?
I think we popped in, but we didn't actually take a room.
If Edward and Roland and Maya say they might have paid for the hotel, I'm happy to say they paid for the hotel.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably late to be starting an excavation.
Yeah.
Well, until tomorrow then, monsieur.
One last thing, Doctor. I'm a bit of a horticulturist. Would you mind if I looked at those rose bushes outside?
Oh, the rose bushes around the walls. Of course, monsieur. Please help yourself.
I'll go over and I won't touch them because that would seem to be a very bad idea. But I shall see if I get any weird feeling or if I notice anything weird there.
Why would you get a weird feeling? You don't get any weird feeling from them. They look wrong. They look black. They look twisted. They look, as I say, look like barbed wire crawling up it. But don't get any feeling as such from them.
Could I have a look at the roots? Sorry.
No, you go. You vote.
Could I just have a look at the roots again? I don't want to touch anything.
The roots go down deep into the ground.
And it is in relation to the blueprints.
This is the outside of the wall of the house now.
Right. Tell me, Doctor, do you know if this might be an odd question? Were these rose bushes here when you moved in?
Funny to say that. Yes, they were. Yes, they bloom very beautifully, very vivid, vibrant colours in the summer, but in the winter, this is what they become.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And unless any of my colleagues have any more questions,
I think Maya's got a knife. Could she just try cutting a bit of the rose bushes?
Yeah, you can try cutting a piece of the rose bush. It's just
Being
dry.
very careful, obviously.
It's dry. It comes away easily. It's just like dry inside.
Is this normal?
did anyone take skills in?
Natural world, that would be. Nobody's got any natural world skills.
I've got 10.
Thanks, Giuseppe. Amen. I don't think anybody took natural world.
No.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, I will tick that then.
It's old, it's dry. Could be, but yeah, it's just like old dry rose. It's like old dry rose bush. Although, seems actually look at it. It seems a bit moist where you've cut it. Sort of
Oh,
black
Christ, it's bleeding, isn't it?
fluid. Black fluid, maybe.
And that's not
Okay,
normal.
so
I've seen
it's
plants.
Doctor, do they tend to bleed this black fluid when you've trimmed them in the past?
So I normally trim them in the summer, and I haven't noticed that myself. Of course, and he looks down at his arm. You may understand I have not been trimming them as much recently.
And it's Mademoiselle, please.
So, Madame.
Does anyone else have any stuff to want to ask or anything?
Just looking around, is it just the roses that look really sinister and odd, or is there like anything else on the land? Like, is the grass still alive like normal?
Grass still seems to be normal.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Trees, no sort of crooked, dead, evil-looking trees.
Not really. No.
No.
you know, maybe in a different area, whether it would look different. Taking it sort of away from the house, whether it would still bloom the same, or you know, without the rest of it, you know, all connected to the rest of it.
As far as you can see, it's only really these roses that are different.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Taking an actual clipping of a rose, so when it's sort of not attached to the rest of the bush,
Okay.
see what actually happens to it.
We got a piece of it now. Maya's cut off a piece of it. Yeah. Oh. Are you going to come back the next day?
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
That's the calendar. It is. That's the. I've messed up my maps. Hang on a minute.
It'd be the 21st, I think.
It's the 22nd now. You've travelled up here on the 21st, so
Okay.
Sunday passes to Monday, the 22nd of January. You return to the house, say Lorien, and Dr. Lorien is there, ready with shovels, and he leads you to where he believes the cellar door is. It is quite difficult work. It takes you.
I was going to hire some French people.
You want them to.
I was going to see if we could get
You've
some day labourers.
gone from trusting people to not trusting people to trusting everybody.
Well, I mean, this is perhaps more Richard than Mercy. If there's some physical labour involved, you think he'll trust?
It's not that.
You know.
It's not that bad.
Okay.
It does take some time though. You dig down. All of you dig down, helping, and Doctor helps you as well. Dr. Lorraine helps you as well. 2 feet of earth and charred brick near the base of a large oak tree. You find a steel door.
Could I just ask something first before we go any further?
Yeah.
Would Maya be at all interested, or indeed anyone else, but I think Maya's probably the best at this, like having a sneak off and having a look round? Don't steal anything, these are nice people. But, you know, just seeing if there's any creepy stuff that...
Yeah, I was going to say, Maya will try and just sneak off claiming to need to use the toilet.
Okay. The rest of you find a steel door buried in the ground, and after a bit more time, you're able to excavate it around. The earth is like not densely packed; it's quite loose, so it's not difficult work. It just takes time.
It seems like we found something, Doctor.
Oh, monsieur, congratulations! I had no idea this was here. Can we open it? Do you think?
I don't see why we shouldn't give it a try.
Maya has gone off to the toilet by this time. Gone off to the house by this time.
Is there a handle or anything on there, or is it like an actual door, or is it just like a slab of metal?
No, it does seem to be an actual. It does seem to be an actual door with a handle.
Yeah, I'll turn the handle.
It will need a strength roll, and I will need a hard success. But if everybody helps, you can get a bonus die.
I mean, I'm probably not the best to do it because, as I say, like he's got one very weak arm as it is. I don't know if Roland or Edward might be better to give it a try, and then I can certainly help.
Yep. So whoever's rolling the strength, roll a bonus die, and you're looking for a hard roll, and you can use luck on this one. You don't need to push it because it's just like try again, but you can use luck if you want to. So who's making the roll? Who has the best strength?
Strength. Let's see. Where the hell? Oh, I've got 50. What's everyone else got?
I've got 50.
45.
We doing strength, yeah?
Yeah, strength. Yeah. It is Roland who's the strongest.
Yep.
But as I said, never mind. No help needed for that. Roland, he just like put it and goes, "This door is unlocked. What are you talking about?" And he just opens easily. It just opens easily. As you open the door, a draft of cool air comes out from it, and I need to put some characters on the map. One moment, please, while I put some characters on the map. Maya isn't there. Maya's still not there? You're lots.
No, Maya would probably be sneaking off into the doctor's study.
I can tell you now, you don't really. You search, find like lots of medical letters, but you don't find anything. So the rest of you,
Yeah.
you see a stairway leading down into darkness, and Maya heads back, and I'll bring Maya into this as well. You see a stairway leading down into darkness. In front of you, above your head, you can see what looks like a network of roots. You can feel free to move your characters down through the cellar.
The roots you said that we could see.
Yes.
Do they look like the roots of the rose bushes?
Rosebush roots, maybe tree roots. One root looks probably like another.
But I mean, what would be the nearest plant?
I think it'd probably be trees. Actually, there's an oak tree near this.
Trees.
So, yeah.
Damn tree.
But make me spot hidden rolls, because they have pushed through some of the walls. Make me spot hidden rolls, everybody.
Oh, wait. Wait, did I double click?
I'll take
Yeah,
your first one.
second.
Take your first one. Regular success. Everybody's getting a success. You will notice that each route, as each route comes down, at the end of the route, where it like hits the wall, it ends in like 5 nodes, almost like a hand. Almost like an arm with a hand at the end.
Oh God.
You can carry on down. You can carry on down through the cellar.
I'm assuming we have some form of light.
You would have light with you, yeah.
Yeah. I'm tempted
Would
to
you
see if we
like
want
scout ahead?
to. Well, Mercy would say no because he, as awful as it would be, would be like, I can't send a woman first. That would go very much against us. But certainly, you know, if you
Yeah.
did that, then you wouldn't.
Maya suggests this, and then when Mercy says no, she says, "Well, I'm going anyway."
Yep. Go on, then you should be able to move your characters. You all troop down carefully. You can come down to about here. If you see where my mouse is clicking on here.
Yeah, I was going to say Maya would be being very careful on the way down, trying to be as quiet as she can.
Yeah. I'll say you can all come down to here. And as you progress through, you see various hallways leading off. You see various rooms leading off the corridor. You see what look like prison cells. Some of the doors are locked, some of them are open. But you can see inside the rooms there are skeletons. You see 2 skeletons dressed in what remains of wedding outfits, a bridal veil. You see a skeleton that looks like it's wearing a frayed red dress. Major Mercy, make me an idea roll.
Idea roll.
Intelligence roll. As you see the skeleton wearing the remains of this red dress, it looks remarkably similar to the dress you saw on the portrait of the Queen in the Louvre.
Ooh.
Of the Queen. Oh my God. I'm going to. Is that cell open? Can I get in there?
You can try and get in there. I see no reason why not. It's this one here.
Okay. Going in.
You won't see anything there because there's nothing on the map. But yeah, this is that you see in
Yes.
front of you a skeleton with the remains of a dress on.
Could I take like a closer investigation of this? See, like, I don't know.
Would,
I'm basically looking for, I am the queen.
would
sign.
Major Mercy know the difference between a male and a female skeleton?
I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, like an archaeologist, they're wearing a dress, so I'm going to assume. We do have a doctor with us, so I might call him over.
Comes
I'm
down
assuming
and he's obviously looking very nauseous, looked like he's about to throw up, but when you point this out to him, Monsieur, this skeleton, this was a man. A small man, but a man nonetheless. What happened here? What is this?
I'm saying Maya was going to start trying to pilfer any valuables that may be on the skeleton.
There are none.
Trying to be sneaky about it, of course.
I'm not even going to make you roll. There are no valuables on these skeletons. As you carry on down, you see a couple of the rooms have what looks like torture implements, cages. There's a rack, and in front of the rack you see what looks like a chaise longue, like a sofa in front of a rack.
Oh, I'm having the chaise. I love a chaise longue.
You love this chaise longue, and it's in front of a torture rack.
maybe, maybe.
And the whole effect, disturbing as it is, I need everybody to make me a sanity roll.
I was wondering when they would come into effect.
Yeah.
Oh,
Richard. Oh, Richard. Oh, Major Mercy.
Yes, the chaise longue is very scary.
Just need from Roland. Get from Roland?
Yeah, I'm just loading the page.
Cool.
Sanity.
Oh yeah, because Roll20 has this annoying thing about closing it. So if you succeed, it's 0. If you fail, it is 1d3, and if you're Richard, it's just 3.
1.
So Maya loses 1, Richard loses 3 for that critical fail. Major Mercy just almost... He drops his flashlight, let's be honest. He drops his flashlight on the ground. Shocked at what he's seeing. Almost about to lose his breakfast.
That chaise lounge, man.
And
Maya kind of says, "Oh, I think I need to sit down," and goes and sits on it.
it's like dust just...
It's a fainting couch.
Yeah.
In any of the cells, can we see any more roots coming down at all?
Not particularly, no. But as you carry on through, you do see like a dim light coming from down here, from the end of the cellar.
A dim light? Bloody hell.
Dim light.
I think we need to proceed with caution. Where was the dim light coming from? Sorry, Jeff.
Down here.
Sorry, I'm trying to see your ping. Ah,
Sorry,
right.
it's right at the it's at the bottom of the thing.
Yeah. Okay, got it now. I think I will sneak ahead and see what's going on.
Okay.
Just trust me on this one.
There's a faint glow in the darkness ahead of you.
So, very stealthily, Maya is going to try and sneak ahead.
Okay.
Towards this light.
Okay. Move your character.
you want me to make a stealth roll?
Can if you wish to.
Make sure I've got the actual right character.
Start walking very, very slowly, very, very carefully. Trying to make sure
Sticking to the shadows.
Yep.
Until I get close enough to see what's there.
you can move a bit further down, about here. As you approach the faint glow, the faint glow comes from roses of fantastic colours: aquamarine, violet, orange, and grass green. These flowers hang from thick rose vines which have an oily black sheen and drip black ichor from long thorns. The vines have grown through the remains of those who died here so that they support the bent and twisted skeletons who are thus tormented even in death. Flowers bloom in empty sockets and the vines have pulled the dead into strange poses. At the base of all of this, see what looks like an arm made out of porcelain or something like porcelain, as it is wrapped in the vines. And all of this is given the glow. And I need you to make another sanity roll.
All of us?
Just Maya. Maya's the only one. That is a 1d4. That is 1d4 sanity.
Alright, I don't have a d4 handy. Oh dear.
4 sanity. Wow. What would you like to do?
So Maya's kind of like, oh, well, that's a bit creepy. So there's bodies strewn amongst all these corpses.
Oh, like
and
skeletons
like
strewn. Yes, roses growing through them all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this arm of a looks like an arm of a statue on the floor.
Arm.
Yeah.
So Maya is going to approach the arm, and is there like a stick or anything nearby?
Not really. No.
Alright, she's gonna just try and dislodge it if she can.
Okay, can you make me a dexterity roll?
Yeah.
As you're like carefully doing this.
Dexterity.
Wow. Okay, I forgot you had that level. You managed to work your way through the vines, through avoiding all the thorns, and the arm is there in front of you. You can get it. You can now reach it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try and pull it out.
Okay. Takes a bit of working, but you manage to pull it free. And as you look at it and hold it in your hands, it's difficult to determine what color it is. In one light, it's purple, but as you shift it, it becomes blue. And it's got intricate design on it as well. It looks like the design carved into it. It looks like lots of little left arms, all like interconnected. And as soon as you remove the arm, the roses all begin to decay, begin to immediately start losing their color.
I'm going to try and immediately get out of these roses which are decaying and back to the party.
Okay. I can now show you this as you return to the rest of the party. Have in fact discovered the left arm of the Sedefkar simulacrum.
Hey!
How's Maya's left arm? It's not started anything awful with it.
Maya's arm is fine. That's a leap. Around your feet, Maya, as you walk away, there's like mist like gathering because it's quite cold down here, and the mist seems to like swirl as you move away. Then it flows up and away.
So I'm going to return to the party, brandishing the arm above my head. Look what I got!
You want to know how I'm actually imagining it?
Go on.
You're holding the hand. You're holding it by the hand, like in a handshake. Like.
if you do that, it seems to fit perfectly. What's the rest of you doing?
Um,
How are the rest
I'm
of
going to say to the doctor. I think this arm and some of the things here have been a bad portent for this land and for your family.
And the doctor looks at it, and he had no idea this was under his house, and he's like quite shocked. And yes, please take it away. Please take it away. I don't want. I wish I hadn't come down here. I wish I hadn't seen this. Please take it away. I'll make sure this place is sealed.
Badly.
Is there anything else down here to explore, or?
That's it. That's pretty much it. I can show you the full extent of the map. Actually, while I've come this far, I'll show you the full. That's the full extent of it.
I've remembered who that person in the dress was, but that's based on the previous game.
That's fine. That's fine. You should also remember the layout of this as well.
Yeah.
I thought the map was bigger than this.
It's this one came first than the other one. The other one was like a rejig of this one. So yeah. As you all, I take it you all leave the cellar behind.
Yeah.
Okay, so you return to this. You return back up to the garden, and the doctor is very keen for you to leave now. He's like, he doesn't want anything more to do with this.
Going to kind of hide the hand up our top, just in case there's anyone watching as we leave.
Okay. And as you leave the house, leave the walls, you see that the rose bushes on the walls are all starting to like decay and shrivel and shrink back down.
I don't suppose did the scar on the doctor's arm change at all, or?
As you look at it, the scar does seem to be less inflamed than it was before.
Yeah. What should we? I know we've got to take this arm with us, but we're all going to get bad arms, or in my case, a worse arm. Is there anything we can do to protect ourselves, or?
We need a place to hide it while we're traveling.
I mean, covering it up certainly sounds sensible, but maybe it was the coincidence of having it with the roses that was causing problems.
I mean, I think we have to take it with us. But we're not trying to destroy these yet, are we? Are we?
Yeah, the note said you have to have all the pieces to destroy them.
Okay. I
mean, nothing to stop you from trying.
Common sense. Maybe we could get like a sturdy metal trunk thing for it. Keep it well locked and leave well enough alone.
Mm-hmm. It would probably be also sensible once we return to the Orient Express to not keep it in the same room as one person for too long.
That's a good idea.
Pass it around so we all go mad slowly but surely, rather than one of us.
Rather than one person snapping, and yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Just hide it in the laundry.
So, you have one arm of the Siddhartha simulacrum. You have a clue as where to possibly go next. Are you returning to Paris to the city? We can say that you buy a trunk big enough to hold this and any other pieces you think you may come across. Do you have any other business in Paris?
I mean, do we want to go to this hospital, or do you think we've got what we need?
Well, they're far enough distance away from one another. Do you think there might be another piece?
I mean, I think if we were to go to
mean-
the hospital, it'd just be to talk to this guy, but I don't even know if that's,
Needed
worth.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've got, from what the clues said, that it was going to be one piece here, and we've got it. So I would say it's probably worth
Yeah.
moving on.
Mm. That the guy Edgar Wellington in that letter. Is the train going to Switzerland by any chance?
Yes, I can show you the map. Actually, I'll show you the map actually. So on the Orient Express map, you're currently in Paris, and if you look down the red line, it does stop in Lausanne.
That's good. We can.
This is a
Kill
highly
this
this is
guy.
a highly convenient campaign. All the places that you need to go are on the Orient Express. Who'd have thunk it?
Edgar Wellington wasn't a name we'd come across before, was it?
No, this is a new one. But you mentioned having a scroll, and you know that you're looking for scrolls.
Anyone who's asking
No, that's
questions
fine.
as
I'm
well.
just checking I hadn't missed anything. Yeah.
So, to cut a long story short, we can say that you go back to Paris, you pack your things, you get a trunk big enough to hold the arm and other pieces you need. The train leaves Gare du Nord at not that one. At 22:53 hours, 5 to 11. So you can say that you're all ready for that on the platform. And as you arrive on the platform, 7 minutes to 11, the train is there, the glorious Orient Express, ready to receive its passengers. You see that the staff look very, very smart. All their coats are buttoned up, all their hats on. And there's a band playing. And as you draw near the train, you can see there's a lot of activity around one of the carriages. As you approach your carriage, the conductor is there. Goes, Mesdames, Messieurs, good evening. My name is René. I'll be your conductor on the Orient Express. May I see your tickets and passports, please?
Yes.
Oui,
Yeah.
d'accord.
Sure.
And may I ask where you are travelling?
What was the?
To Lausanne, aren't we? Well, on this leg.
Lausanne, of course. Oui, monsieur. Merci. And he looks down and goes, we are in August. We are very privileged, Mesdames, Messieurs. We are in August company this evening. Do you see that crowd over there? We have a famous speaker among us. The opera singer Caterina Cavallero is joining us on this trip.
Oh, a celebrity.
Oui, monsieur. I've been on the train several years and I've not had anyone of this noteworthy before. It will truly be an honour to be on the same train as her. And Katerina, she's like, in amongst all these, press and well wishes and things, she happens to look over and she sees you, Edward, and she gives you a little wave of recognition. She remembers you from the theatre.
Edward smiles and just waves, returns the wave.
Mesdames, Messieurs, please, the train will be leaving shortly. Please come aboard. Your luggage will be put into the fourgon car. Please find your cabins. Fact. If you wish, we haven't said who's bunking with who, but if you wish to sort that out amongst ourselves. For now, you'll find your cabins, you'll bunk together.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be like Maya and Nancy in one room? Edward and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
who wants the single room?
It's absolutely going to be Mercy.
It absolutely is.
Yep, that's all fine.
Rich. Highest rank. You guys aren't even officers.
And as the train pulls out at exactly 10:53, do you wish to turn in for the night, or do you wish to go to the salon car?
Maya would probably go to the salon.
Edward
Nan's going to go with her.
Edward may wish to go to the salon car. Just put that out there.
Mercy will go as well.
Say everybody goes to the salon car, and in the salon car you do see Caterina Cavallero there, with some more entourage, some press, and she sees you, Edward, and she goes, "Oh, my friend Edward, please come join, and your friend as well, please come join, please."
Yes, of course. Come.
And as you sit down, and say, "Oh, I'm so glad you are here. Does that mean you are coming to Milan?"
Yes, indeed.
Oh, I would love to see you there. I'll be there singing Aida, and afterwards we must. I'll take you a tour of the city, the famous city. We must go to see the Last Supper. We must go to see the museums. I'll get the best rooms for you in the best hotel in Milan. I promise you. I will do this on my own money. I'll get you the best hotel in Milan. The Galleria Vittorio Emanuele, the most beautiful hotel in the world.
That's a very nice offer, but would not want to impose.
Oh, it is no imposition. It is no imposition. Please, my friends. You're my friends. Please. Even take
Very, very kind of you.
And the evening carries on. At about 2:00 in the morning, Caterina Cavallero comes to her feet and goes, "I have an idea. I should not do this, really. My contract does not strictly allow me to do this, but please wait here a few moments." And she disappears, and a few moments later, she sweeps back in, dressed in a silver gown, eyes heavily darkened with mascara. She has a chain on her neck with an anchor around it. And she says, "I would like to sing for you as we travel. I'd like to sing for you my favourite aria of the opera. This aria is famous. The legend says that if you sing it along with the opera singer on the stage, your deepest wish will be granted. Well, when I was a child, my mother took me to the opera at the Teatro de Scala, and I sang this along with the... I did not know the words, but I hummed the music along with the opera singer on the stage, and my wish is to be that opera singer on the stage. And so for you, I wish to sing now the aria Ritorna Vincitor, which I haven't got the music for now, but I'll put the music on when I do this on the video." And she sings this beautiful aria, and you can see why she's held as the greatest opera singer. And as she does so, it's like, a moment of peace, a moment of relaxation for everybody, as the train hurtles into the night. And as she finishes, the thunderous applause, she offers you all front row seats to the opening night in 2 or 3 days' time, I believe it is, for the opera Aida, 3 days away.
Yes, of course.
And with that, your journey on the Orient Express has officially begun. So, for completing the Paris chapter, for finding the armor, the Sedefkar Simulacrum, you gain 1d4 sanity.
Ooh.
Each. And it is at this time, while you're doing that, we can do the investigator improvement.
So we're just regaining the sanity.
You're just regaining it, yeah. And it can, if it's more than your starting score, that's fine. You can move it up. You can go above your starting score.
Oh, my sanity's already at 4.
Doesn't matter. The maximum sanity you can have is actually 99.
Oh.
Just this is just for extra bookkeeping, but the sanity can go all the way up to 99. And Roland, roll a d4.
4, yeah.
Yep, d4.
Page load. D4.
And you gain that much extra. Nice, 4 sanity. You gain extra sanity, extra 4 sanity. So, next stage, we can do our luck rolls. So everybody make a luck roll. If you fail the luck roll, you gain 1d10 luck.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click.
So Edward doesn't gain
Sanity.
any. Major Mercy, you can gain 1d10 luck on yours.
Mm,
Roland, you can gain 1d10 luck. Maya, you can gain 1d10 luck. Have we had one from we haven't had one from Nancy yet.
Give me a sec. 6.
You're having the laptop. Give me a...
What's going on? Why have you...
Sarah, have you rolled yours?
No, not yet. Sorry, that's my fault. I'm hogging the laptop.
Oh, I do not want 515 sanity.
Yes, you do. Be honest. Yes, you do.
absolutely do.
You absolutely do.
Out of 55, it would be very hard.
Out of 99, it can go up, yep. And Nancy, you gain 1d10 luck. Any skills you have checked off, again, roll the skill, and if you failed it, you gain 1. You add 1d10 to it. You roll a handgun.
Why did I? It's marked off. I'm assuming I've
You must have done it at
At
some
some
point, I
point.
guess. Yeah.
used my gun.
Oh no, everybody's passing. Nope. Rich Mercy gets an extra
Absolutely
bonus to his
nothing
library
from
use.
that.
Yep. Major Mercy gets a bonus to his library use. And a spot hidden.
Spot hidden library. I think was something else as well. I think.
Yeah,
it was,
handgun for some reason.
I'm already on 80.
Yeah.
Right, so I just need to do these rules. Is that right?
And if you
Yep.
fail, you get 1d10.
And it's 1d10, is it?
Yes.
That goes up by 2, is that right?
That's correct. Yep. So you add 2 to that. All of 2 points to your 23.
Better than a kick in the teeth.
Any others?
Yeah, I've got a few. Just give me a moment.
Oh, yep.
Suspected that one would be a failure for some reason.
That's good. This is where you want to fail them.
Sorry?
This is the time you want to fail all these.
Aye.
And so, as we're doing this, let's go around the room and ask what people enjoyed tonight. Let's start with Brian. Brian, what did you enjoy about tonight's session?
Well, I've been changing my personal position, so I might have to go with the sanity wrong because I was switching from sitting to laying down when that happened. I was completely laid down. You said, "Okay, sanity rolls," and then I just sat right back up. And then there was the discovery of the arm.
Yep.
And there's just my mental image of the of it being carried hand in hand, like your the hands being shaken.
Nice. Richard, what was your favourite moment?
When I was considering murdering the family of nice people with bad arms because I thought they were evil. I thought I was like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot that kid because they look dodgy, and then probably after that you probably got to shoot the parents even if they're dodgy or not.
Mercy is a psychopath. Noted.
I guess what I am, Mercy.
One-winged angel.
Probably the fact that Maya didn't have to go to the asylum.
You should be very, very pleased about that. You should be very, very glad about
just
that.
The general, and also just the general bickering between her and Major Mercy.
Yeah.
Which just seems to be a regular thing with me and Richard when we role play.
That's entirely on you.
I will say this: if you had gone to the asylum, it was very likely you might not have made it back out again.
It was very likely what would happen. Sorry,
you would not have come back out.
Well, I'm very glad we didn't.
Sarah.
I'm just absolutely chuffed that we've got through 2 chapters and no one is insane or dead yet. I'm genuinely, I'd expected all of us to be dead by now.
It's only like the early game.
Quite pleased with this, really.
Well, long may it continue
You
or
seem
not.
to have avoided a lot.
Don't take it away from me.
And Steam Chew. What was your favourite part?
I mean, I didn't really get to do much this time around. I mean, it's nice that we
got to play with the kid.
Sort of found that we've seen the sort of first thing that we're after.
You got to play with the kid.
Have it physically.
You got to play with a little girl. Yeah.
I was actually going to jokingly say I had a nice cup of coffee.